this meeting to order. And Ms. Callahan, if you could take the roll. And do we have a motion for adoption of the agenda?
I will move that the school board adopt the agenda as written.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second that the school board adopt the agenda as written. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it. I just want to say that Duke Bland had an emergency with a family friend, so he apologized that he couldn't be here. And also Brian Gorg is also at a previously arranged business meeting, so he also won't be here. But we've talked to him about what's on the agenda for tonight. And I would like to ask everybody from Liberty High School to stand up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Where's our flag? Okay, there we go.
Ours is there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Eagles. Okay. So, Dr. Jack.
Will Greg Livesay come forward, please? Stand right there and look handsome. Mr. Livesay is our FCPS Director of Facilities, and he's worked diligently along with staff to ensure the school division operates environmentally safe and energy efficient. A few of the measures he has taken include HEPA filters on all vacuum cleaners, eco-friendly floor finishes in the gymnasiums at FHS and Liberty, environmentally safe cleaning products division-wide, EPA Energy Star base, which is used to track and monitor utility consumption and costs, the addition of energy management controls for Ritchie and Grace Miller elementary schools, and education and distribution of energy efficient guidelines. The above efforts of Mr. Livesay and his staff have earned FCPS a green certification from the Virginia School Board Association for the second consecutive year. Mr. Livesay said he and his staff will continue to investigate other green initiatives to lessen the division's impact on the environment and become a recognized leader in the Green Schools Challenge sponsored by Mosley Architects and the ABM Building and Energy Solutions. Please join us as we applaud Mr. Livesay and his staff for implementing and practicing green initiatives that keep our environment safe and our schools energy efficient. Thank you very much. And I'd like to welcome Mrs. Livesay, who's here with us. Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Ms. Connor, will you come forward, please? Blair Connor. Ms. Connor is a math teacher at Liberty High School, and if you have not, you probably have not had a chance to see our first semester SFL math scores, but they're remarkable, and it's with thanks to folks like Blair. So. Now, I don't know exactly what it is you're going to be doing. I know it involves Prezi, which is an awesome way to communicate with folks, and it's a great departure from PowerPoint, so thank you. So I'm going to let you kind of describe what it is your project your kids are involved with, and you can take it from there.
Okay, great.
Okay, but we're going to move over there so we can really enjoy this.
Good evening. I'm Blair Connor, and like Dr. Jack said, I'm a math teacher at Liberty High School. I teach a course called Advanced Functions and Modeling. The course is a problem-based senior capstone course, and it encompasses the mathematics and the problem-solving skills that students have acquired during their high school careers, and it puts those skills into action, recreating and solving real-life situations. This is Norma Calderon. Caroline Scheidt and Brittany Walker, and they are going to speak to you about and then present one of the projects that they completed during their time in my classroom. Ladies. I'm Caroline, and I'm Caroline, and I am a part of the Advanced Functions and Modeling class. And it says it is. That's what I'm about. You want to see it?
Okay. And our job was to create a subdivision that was coming to Fauquier County and come up with lot maps and floor plans. And we were given this blank map, and we had to draw everything to scale with 2 different style houses that were in it, and the lake was already in there, and we had to build activities that would go with it.
Okay, so that was our commercial done by our first term class. Our subdivision consists of 2 different house styles. We have house style A, which is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house. 4 bedrooms are upstairs, 3 bathrooms are also upstairs. It was drawn on a 1 to 5 scale.
With style B, we have, it consists of 1 full bathroom, 2 half baths. There's 1 bedroom on the bottom floor and 5 bedrooms total with 3 on the top floor. This one was drawn on a 1 to 2 scale. And these are our floor plan drawings. We also had to come up with land usage, and we had to figure out what % of each part of the land was used. So we had open space that wasn't used, we had residential area, parking, recreational area, and like children's park, like nature parks, those kinds of things.
As Brittany said, along with the houses, the different house styles, we also came up with community centers. We could have added shopping centers. Lots of kids in the class added like shopping centers to it, dog parks, recreational centers, pools. And our map already came along with, it was a large pond or a small lake that we had to work around and see how everything fit. Okay, and that was our presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you very much. That was great. Okay, announcements. The Mountain Vista Governor School Governing Board will meet Thursday, January 15th at 8 a.m. at the Warren County School Board office. The Building Committee will meet Thursday, January 22nd at 8 a.m. at the School Administration Conference Room. Chairman's Night will be Monday, January 26th at 5 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And there will be a school board meeting, a special school board meeting and work session Monday, January 26th at 6 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. There will be a Health Advisory Committee meeting Wednesday, February 4th at 8 a.m. in the Central Complex Building Conference Room. There will be a School Support Council meeting Wednesday, February 4th at 7 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And there will be a Special Education Advisory Committee meeting Thursday, February 5 at 5:30 p.m. at the Central Complex Building A Conference Room. And our next school board meeting will be here Monday, February 9th at 7 p.m. Citizens time, and I hope I didn't lose that. Citizen time, community involvement is a very important component of a successful school division, and the school board welcomes public input. Please be respectful of all speakers and limit your comments to 3 minutes, and matters relating to personal or personnel issues cannot be discussed. And we only have one person on our list, Heidi Van Voorhis. Yes. Okay.
Hi
Hi.
again. I wrote it in letter form because this never gets any easier, even with less of you guys. So I apologize, but I'm just going to read. Dear Madam Chairwoman and school board members, my name is Heidi Van Voorhis. I live with my husband and our 2 kids in the town of the Plains in the Scott District. We are blessed to have our children attend Fauquier County schools. I'm speaking tonight to respectfully ask that you vote no to the administration's all-time earliest school year start proposed for the next year on August 17th, and ask you request another option closer to after Labor Day. I'm saddened by, first, the lack of start date options, and second, the absence of an effective system of feedback for parents. I know we are smart enough and creative enough to come up with a fabulous win-win solution. For good reasons, I see we should start school closer to or after Labor Day. Waivers, research, cost, and aligning summer break with summer. First, waivers. According to the Code of Virginia, local school boards must establish a calendar starting after Labor Day. The Race to Nowhere documentary is a grim reminder where our administration, among others, we are certainly not alone, feels compelled to game the state law through the calendar waiver system in order to cheat our way to an extra 1 and 2, now 3 weeks of school before Labor Day to get a leg up on the high-stakes testing scores. And this just strikes me as all the wrong reasons. And we set a miserable example for our kids, and this even though the SOL schedule is now completely flexible. With up to 25 days already built into our calendar, we don't need the state waiver for snow days, so is this really good cause? Number 2, research. Repeatedly, research shows that academic gains are not made with calendars. Calendars don't educate children, teachers do. Research findings that I'll send on clearly indicate quality, not quantity, of days is of most importance. Also, there's research on the spacing effect showing exams after winter break are actually beneficial to our students. The majority of the top 10 academic states in the nation administered end-of-semester tests exams after winter break. Third, costs. An impact study is needed. Conservatively, we could realize savings in the range of $500,000 locally to $2.5 million or more for an entire state when the start date is close to or after Labor Day. Let's use our money for teachers, not air conditioners. And last, number 4, align summer break with summer. August is summer, most of June is not. A University of Minnesota study shows early school starts into August cause a drop in travel, but the bigger news is that all of summer travel, not just August, drops by almost a third when school starts early. There are vacations that never occur as a result of August school openings. As a woman in another state so clearly said, I have 18 summers with my kids, and my kids and the summers are important to me. It is time for thoughtful consideration to help our administration make the right choice for all our children and our families. Thank you for considering a calendar for kids, not tests. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Would anybody else who didn't get a chance to sign up like to speak? And if you could just state your name and your magisterial district, that'd be great.
My name is David Pfeffer. I live in the Marshall District. And I come to you with a request, not on behalf of my son, who's a senior at Fauquier High School, but a request for some of the other students that are friends with him at Fauquier High School. My son is a senior, and he's applying to college this year. And I've noticed that some of his friends who don't have the parental guidance at home and who don't have the means at home find that the college application process is an extremely daunting process these days. The Common Application is difficult to figure out, and unless there's some sort of leadership from the parents at home, it doesn't get done. What I would like to propose, and what I hope you'll consider, is that perhaps hiring a college counselor part-time to rotate through the 3 high schools to help the kids with the application process. I think that would be very important and very helpful. I think it would help a lot of these kids who have a dream of going to college achieve that dream. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Pfeffer, could you make sure you give your contact information to Ms. Callahan there so we could maybe contact you? Okay, did anybody else would like to speak? Okay. All right, board reports.
I don't have anything.
I don't either. I mean, it's been a
What?
short month with the Christmas holidays and everything.
Well, the only thing I have that absolutely was the most outstanding thing I have experienced in a very long time was the spelling bee this weekend. And Dr. Jack, myself, and Duke Bland were the judges, and these two, the first and second place Kiras, were incredible. It was phenomenal. The words that they spelled, you can read the article on Fauquier now. It's a very good article about all the words, but it was truly remarkable. And to see this little girl, Kira Lucas, who decided she wanted to win and worked very hard to do it, it's just a real acknowledgement of her drive to fulfill one of her dreams. So it was incredible. 44 rounds?
42.
42. It was... At one time, I thought we should have brought our pajamas when we were going in there, because these two women were very, very talented. So that's all I had.
No, I would just reiterate that. I was telling board members earlier that we see the words before the kids spell them, and every once in a while you look at words and you'll think to yourself, oh, no way.
There's no way.
No chance they're going to get, no hesitation.
A
Nail
fourth
it.
grader.
Remarkable,
Fourth grader.
remarkable. Great event. Oh, but I also want to, sorry, I almost forgot. July 21st, we're going to be holding an active shooter event, real live, well, I shouldn't phrase it that way, a real life model event at Miller Elementary School. And this past Saturday, Janice Bourne hosted some local law enforcement officials, teachers, administrators for sort of a practice event at Miller Elementary School, an active shooter drill. And I wasn't there, I was at the spelling bee, but I heard it was great, very well done, very informative, folks got a lot out of it. And I feel personally very good about where we are in terms of preparing folks for something like that. But stay tuned for in July, that will be the big event at Miller Elementary School. So it's important. Janice does a great job organizing that, the meetings, tabletop events, meetings, and then now the drill, and then the big event in July. So should be very beneficial for all of us.
The only other thing I would like to add to the spelling bee, because I was so excited about the students, is that John Lucas, the coordinator of the entire spelling bee, did a terrific job managing everything order and made everything so organized. And also Dr. Bergland is absolutely the most incredible pronunciating person there ever was. And of course, every school has at least one teacher who coordinates these spelling bees, and all of the students were just really wonderful. I would have been wiped out like round 3. So anyway, so thank you to all of those people who made that happen. Okay, our financial report.
Ms. Kotov couldn't be here this evening, so John Munch is going to, our finance director for the county, is going to do the presenting.
Good evening, members of the board. Dr. Jeck. I don't really have much to share tonight. You have the financial report in front of you. This is through November 30th, 2014. So mathematically speaking, we should be approximately 42% on the line items through 5 months. One thing I would point out, though, is that the payroll is only 3 months of data because of the way the timing works out. Pretty much everything is right on track. There's very, very few anomalies here. So hopefully there are no questions about that. Everything is pretty much as it should be. One thing, we had to cancel the Finance Committee meeting for January, but there was an email that went out about possibly adding something to the February agenda with some additional financial reports, sort of trying to touch base with respect to getting halfway through the year, a little bit better than halfway through the year, and taking a look at where we are. So we will be adding that to the February agenda. And then just some other really quick news that I got today. The VPSA is in the middle of a refunding of the 2007 debt. And for us, that was related to a little bit of supplemental funding for Kettle Run High School, as well as Greenville Elementary School. And the very, very preliminary numbers, so please don't hold me to this, but the preliminary numbers right now look like that's going to give savings of about $2 million to the school district. So very good news. They should be finalizing all the pricing on February 3rd. So by the next school board meeting, we should have some final figures in terms of what the savings are going to be. One really big difference so this time is that the savings VPSA has been in the habit in the past of giving lump sum savings back to the localities as a rebate of your current year debt service payments. And what they're doing this time is they're actually going to spread it out over the rest of the life of the bond. So we're looking at about the first 3 years, $75,000 a year. And then the remaining 10 years, we're going to wind up about $180,000 a year for the next 10. So
We'll take it.
yes. So that should help with the budget deliberations, which is why I bring it up tonight. So,
No, that's
thank you.
great.
Very good. Good news.
Thank you, Mr. Munch. Okay, HR.
Good evening. The following is a brief report from the Human Resources Department. Currently, we have 3 certified vacancies, and we have a total of 16 classified. We have been able to pull those custodian numbers down to 3 vacancies. School nutrition still has 11. Since our last meeting, we have set up classified job fairs for bus drivers, aides, school nutrition custodians for the remainder of the year. So we've set dates, so advertising, and we can draw in candidates. In addition, for school nutrition, we've begun a monthly orientation for substitutes to help efficiently get people who are interested in, get them ready for employment so we could enhance the substitute roster. On Thursday of last week, we had 12. They were great applicants. Of that 12, 3 wanted to be custodians, so we're hoping to get them vetted into that process as well, but it was a really great day last Thursday. In addition, our teacher job fair is going to be April 11th. 2015, and that is our largest recruitment effort for teachers. Last year we did attract over 400 candidates. So we're just gearing up, trying to get our workforce set and our positions filled. Any questions this evening?
No, that sounds great.
Okay.
That sounds great. Okay, consent agenda.
I'll move that the school board approve the minutes of the December 8th, 2014 school board meeting, the monthly bills and payroll, and personnel actions, which include the hiring of 2 teachers, 1 custodian, 2 instructional assistants, 1 school nutrition worker, and 1 computer technician, the release of 1 custodian, the resignation of 2 teachers, 1 custodian, 1 instructional assistant, 1 school nutrition manager, and 2 bus drivers, and the retirement of 1 bus driver.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second that the school board approve the following minutes of the December 8th, 2014 school board meeting, monthly bills and payroll, and personnel actions with that Miss Grove so wonderfully read. Do we have any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it. Okay, CIP.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, Dr. Jack, members of the board. Tonight submitted for your consideration is the fiscal year 2016 to 2025 bond-funded capital improvement plan. The plan for your consideration is the one that we discussed last week in your work session. This plan includes 5 major projects. The top priority project remains making improvements at Taylor Middle School and Warrenton Middle School. And for next fiscal year, we are requesting $5 million in funding that will support improvements at those 2 schools. Over the remaining months of this school year, as we discussed last week, we will conduct facility assessments at those 2 schools to determine how best we can spend the funds that would be in a way that will make improvements that are necessary, but also that will complement any future longer-term renovations to those schools. So that will be our goal. I am requesting that you move this to action tonight so that we can submit it to the county for consideration during their CIP budget process.
When is it due to the county actual date?
I believe Ms. Kotov needs to get it to the budget office next week.
Okay.
And then I think that the county actually looks at it the week after that or towards the end of January. But the budget office needs to get it in advance so that they can put all their documents together and submit it to the Planning Commission and to the Board of Supervisors.